Greetings and welcome. This is the New Thought Media Network. I'm Ken Ludwig. You're watching the Vibrant Living Hour. I hope this day finds you safe, healthy, and happy and living your best life, no matter what it is you're doing, no matter where you're doing it. Hope you're just enjoying yourself. This is all about, life is about experiencing love, joy, and enthusiasm everywhere you go and in every situation, and then spreading it. At least that's what I'm thinking in this moment. You're going to have to give me a second here because I just feel like my lighting is not what it should be. That's a little better. And I don't look so much like I'm dead. But anyway, yeah, hope you're living your best life. Hope you're just enjoying yourself. There's too many opportunities in this world to not enjoy yourself, to be annoyed, to be stressed, to be anxious and pissed off about whatever it is that's going on in the world, whatever's going on in your life, whatever's going on in your neighborhood, in your business, in your kids' school, whatever it is. There's plenty of things to be unsettled about. My choice is to each and every day start my morning with my affirmations and my little expressions that I do in the morning before my feet even hit the floor, and to set the stage to just enjoy the day, enjoy my life. And again, seek love, joy, and enthusiasm everywhere, and then spread it from there when I experience it. So again, I hope you're having a great day. I'm here kind of in a strange space today. I don't really have a whole lot on my mind. I had some things that happened. By the way, here's my CBD infused coffee, my Thursday afternoon coffee. New way to make the espresso that I mix with it. And this is a delicious cup of coffee mixed with my CBD infused Hempworks coffee here. This stuff here, man, this is the nuts, this stuff. But mixing that with some espresso, just really nice. And of course, I'll talk about my sponsor later on. I always do. Nice to squeeze that in. Hopefully it'll be something that you'll be interested in somewhere along the line. I can see you're out there. Whoever you are, I can see you're out there. If you're watching the show, just say hi or ask a question or give me a comment or something you'd like to hear about. Whatever it is. Just let me know you're out there. So on Tuesday night, today's Thursday, on Tuesday night, we had our monthly spiritual circle. My beloved Lisa and I connect with a couple in Hawaii, a couple and another friend, two other friends of ours in Colorado, and then us here in North Carolina. So we're covering whatever it is, 6 time zones. But we really have a great circle, and we have somebody usually leads. We take turns facilitating, and we decide who's going to do that however we decide. Who cares? But we come up with a subject. That person who's going to facilitate comes up with a subject, and my beloved Lisa was the facilitator this week, and she had some stuff that she really got from Jay Shetty's book, Think Like a Monk, which I had here a minute ago. I don't have it anymore, but interesting book. It's just kind of lots and lots of things that you've probably heard before, or if you're a metaphysician, there are things that you've known for many, many years, but just expressed in a different way, which I always think is very important, because hearing things from different people in a different perspective expressed in a different way, I think helps to reinforce the things that we truly believe in, the things that we truly believe that are real in our world, that help to shape our environment, help to shape our thoughts, our emotions, and the life that we create as a result of that. One of the things that came up during our conversation on Tuesday night was the idea of, my friend Larry mentioned the idea that there are no selfless actions, that every action is done for a personal reason. I have said for many, many years, I truly believe that no one ever did anything for anybody. We only and always do it for ourselves. I think that is the truth. And I still think that, even after our discussion the other night, although one of our other fellows in the group just pointed out that there have been lots and lots of studies in the world that show that there really truly is altruism in the world. People who do things just for the doing, for the service. And I still don't buy it, because I think it is still, there is a feeling of satisfaction. There's a moral satisfaction. There's a principled satisfaction. There's a sense that what I have done makes me right with myself, my world, my God, my higher power, whatever. But there's a sense that that's why we do it. And part of that was to look up the actual word altruism, which I thought is interesting. And here's the definition. This came from Wikipedia, I think. Altruism is the principle and moral practice of concern for the happiness of other human beings or other animals, resulting in a quality of life, both material and spiritual. It is a traditional virtue in many cultures and a core aspect of various religious and secular worldviews. Now, that all makes perfect sense to me, but I still maintain that doesn't eliminate, from my perspective, the idea that there is a huge sense of self-satisfaction that goes along with that. And it's not an egotistical thing. It's not a self-satisfaction. It's not self-aggrandizement. It's really a sense of, this is what makes me right with myself. This is what makes me right with my world, with my worldview, with my cosmology. This is what I believe to be what I should be doing in the world right here, right now, to be the next highest vision of me, to be what I talk about a lot, to be a beneficial presence. Being a beneficial presence has an altruistic aspect to it, but is not entirely altruistic. And one of my favorite examples has always been Mother Teresa. I always believed that Mother Teresa never did anything for anybody ever. She did the service that she did in the slums of Calcutta. She did that out of service to the one. For her, it was a Catholic God. But to me, it's the one. Service to the one. And that service was what she felt called to do, and it satisfied that call. Back to my premise. It was about Mother Teresa. She did what made her feel right with her God. And from the perspective of someone who is obviously very religious, that's my best explanation. What made her feel right with her God. And I think there's a piece of that for each and every one of us. I am clear that, let's back up a little bit. I'm going to get really, really, really vulnerable here for a minute and tell you the truth about me. In this conversation we had on Tuesday night, I came to a realization about myself that I had never thought about before, had never occurred to me. It was never part of my thought process at all. And it was the idea that I have really been, I don't want to say suffered. It's not the right word. I have always been uncertain, if you will, about purpose. I don't know what my purpose is. I've never known what my purpose is. I have never felt truly fulfilled, if you will. I've had many, many, many times in my life where I felt great. I felt life was good. Life was wonderful. I was really experiencing things that made me feel good, but it was not fulfilling. It was not that sense of I am absolutely expressing my purpose in the world. And then I discovered the science of mind. First, I discovered metaphysics. Through the study of metaphysics, 4 or 5 years into that study, the science of mind appeared. And in the science of mind, I found a philosophy that made so much sense to me. I don't know if I've said this before on the show. I've said it many, many times before. In the beginning, when I first started studying metaphysics, before I got to the science of mind, when I first started studying metaphysics, I got really excited about it. And I would talk a little bit about it to people, and people would ask me questions, and my answer would always sound something like hebeda, 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 because I couldn't string together 2 cogent sentences around metaphysics. I was excited by it. I grokked it, if you will, but I didn't quite have the ability yet to express it. Again, 4 or 5 years into it, maybe 6, metaphysics morphed into the science of mind. The science of mind then kind of gave me a lot of clarity around the idea, around the principles, around the metaphysical cosmology, if you will. And from there, I went on to study, and I took classes, and I became a practitioner in the Centers for Spiritual Living. And I then taught for a half a dozen years in the teen church at Mile High Church, taught them, those kids, metaphysics, taught them the science of mind on Sunday morning. And then I started from there. I then created the young adult ministry at Mile High Church, which went on for, with me and without me. I was in it. I would think I went in and out 3 times. I started it, and then I left, and I came back, and then I left, and I came back again in the end. But the church really basically stopped supporting it after about 8 years. Really it never really quite got the traction that you need with young adults. They're a different breed than high school kids that are being brought to church by their mommy and daddy every Sunday. But anyway, I created that and taught in that for the better part of 6 years as well. 6 years of the teens, 6 years of that. Practitioner for 14 years before I finally just kind of didn't renew this past year. And it occurred to me in our Tuesday night conversation that, wow, I had a true sense of purpose then. I truly felt like I had a reason to get up, particularly on Sunday mornings. Sunday mornings, understand, I was at Mile High Church from 7:30 in the morning till 1:30 in the afternoon, pretty much every 1:30 or 2 o'clock every single Sunday. Very few times did I get to take off. And I was there because of the young people. And the other thing I told everyone on our Tuesday night thing was I have now not taught in the teen church in, I want to say 6 years. Might be even longer than that. But when I stopped, I had created some incredible, long-lasting friendships that to this day, I have Facebook friends that were teens I taught. People I interact with, not just, they don't like my posts, people who I interact with. And I love that I created those relationships. That was part of the purpose. That was part of the fulfillment of it all. And the continuing piece of feeling fulfilled around having done that experience. And I was in service without question or doubt that whole time to Mile High and to the teens and the young adults. And also then to parishioners as a spiritual counselor and prayer partner. And I never, ever thought about it. It never occurred to me. I never considered it my purpose until the other night, 2 nights ago. I never did it for anybody but me. I loved teaching in the teen church. I loved working with the young adults. I loved creating those relationships and those friendships. I absolutely loved it. And it made me feel fulfilled, even if I didn't recognize it until later on. It made me feel fulfilled. It made me feel important to the world. It made me feel useful. It made me feel like a beneficial presence. But now that I'm not doing that anymore, and now that I have not renewed my license with the Centers for Spiritual Living, with Mile High Church as a practitioner, and now that I have moved 2 months ago from Colorado to North Carolina, and understand I lived in Colorado for 46 years, moved there in 1975 as a man in my mid-20s. I lived there for 46 years. It was an enormous piece of my identity. Now I'm in North Carolina and in limbo on top of that. Okay. Those of you who watch the show know the story, but my beloved Lisa and I are staying with my sister-in-law, Lisa's younger sister, Amy. And Amy has two buildings on her property. She has her art studio. She's an artist, which has a full kitchen and a bathroom within it. And then she has a 1,700 square foot house. Her idea came, I think it absolutely was a huge piece of facilitating our move. She said to Lisa, why don't you and Ken move into my house and I'll move into the art studio while you look for a place to live. Unbelievably great gift. Here we are. We have a base of operations, but 95% of everything we own is in storage. We're living in Amy's house. We're looking for a place to live that's 125, 130 miles from here. So we go as many weekends as we can when there are houses to look at. And the housing market is crazy nuts fast, not overly expensive, although the prices are rising. Actually, very reasonable housing prices, but they go quick because there's lots of people here, lots of people looking for a house. So, having left Colorado, left Mile High, left being a practitioner, no longer teaching the young people, moving 1,700 miles away to Raleigh, North Carolina, all of a sudden, I am in this space at 71 years old of what am I going to be when I grow up? I am looking at my life going, what is my purpose? You people who watch know that I'm, my show is sponsored by one of the companies that I an affiliate with that I promote, My Daily Choice, and one particular aspect of that, which is HempWorks. That is, HempWorks has the most incredible line of CBD products you're going to find anywhere in the world. Purest, cleanest, most guaranteed potency you'll find anywhere. I love the products. I use the products every single day, as does my beloved Lisa. I have lots of great customers. I have some affiliates that work with me that are helping to grow their business and my business, all of these wonderful things, but that's not my purpose. My purpose is not to sell great health products. This podcast is closer to my purpose than what I do to make a living. This podcast is where I get to courageously and outrageously express myself, at least in the realm of the spiritual, which is the greater part of who I am and why I exist as far as I'm concerned. Being a beneficial presence spiritually, being a beneficial presence as a whole is, I can say, is my purpose, is why I'm here. But how I am expressing that so that I recognize myself as a beneficial presence, that's got me a little confounded and something I'm working on. And I have discovered that working on it is not the fastest way to get there. The fastest way to get there is to be on it, to meditate on it, to surrender to it, to recognize the things that I want, to express the things that I want, what I require, what I desire, express that into the universe, and then relax and allow the universe, the law, to do its work. In this world where everyone is compelled to do, trying to be is not the easiest thing in the world. Trying to just relax. Listen to something by Joe Dispenza this morning, one of his little lectures, and his talking about the only place where there is uncertainty is in the moment, in the now. This is the only time where we don't have some memory. Whether we have memories of things that we are creating for our future, or memory of what's in the past, excuse me, we still are living from existing thought, except in the present. It's not always the easiest thing in my mind to wrap my head around, but the idea that here is where I launch, if you will, or I birth, or maybe midwife, that purpose that I seek. This is the place from the now. And I do that for meditation, my prayer work, my meditation work, my affirmations that I do every single morning. Every single morning. That was another interesting thing. I listened to Joe Dispenza this morning. And I remember once, several years back, Joe Dispenza spoke at Mile High Church, and at that point, he and I were we were in a kind of a friendly relationship. We've definitely, as he's become more famous and we've had less contact, I don't feel that same relationship we had before. One of these days, maybe I'll get him on the show and we can renew that. But I interviewed him on my old radio show, and when he spoke at Mile High Church this one time, Lisa and I took him back to his hotel, and he liked to eat after he did his presentation. So we went and had a meal at 10 o'clock at night with Joe Dispenza. And I asked him the question about his daily meditations, because his meditations are very involved. And I said, "Do you do it every day?" And he laughed at me. And he said, "Ken, you know what? Life happens, man." And today I heard him say in this one little piece that I listened to that he finds himself in strange time zones. I know all about that, having moved just recently 2 time zones away from where I'd spent the last 46 years. That's a difference maker in your timing, in your circadian rhythm, in the time that you do your meditation. All those things, it makes a difference. So he said, you find yourself in a strange environment, pressed for time. It's a different time zone. It's things are starting in different times, and you don't always get to do your daily practice. But going back to the idea, I do my daily practice every conceivable day that I can, and my daily practice is anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and 10 minutes, maybe sometimes an hour and 15 minutes. And it's all meditation, it's affirmations, it's visualization, it's prayer work. And it is what it is. It's something that I've built on since 1978 when I first learned transcendental meditation. That's the place from which I'm expecting I will get the inspiration, the intuition, whatever it is that will make me feel like, this is my purpose. This is what I'm here to do. Now, I'm not 100% sure that that's going to transpire, but that's where I'm at. Can't do it any younger, so I guess I'm going to do it now. In this book that Jay Shetty wrote, Think Like a Monk, there are some things that are interesting thought processes that I'm just going to spew a couple out here. That he talks about how to just expand and grow. I would say become that next highest vision. Although I don't know that the things he's talking about really fit into that description for me. But he talks about saying yes to every opportunity that comes my way. I find that a little much. Saying yes to every opportunity can lead to an awful lot of scatterbrain thinking about a gazillion things that get you nowhere. The old become a jack of all trades but master of none. Although the continuation of that expression is, but being a jack of all trades is better than having none, or something to that effect. I have to look that up so I get it right. Be a jack of all trades, but master of none, which is always better than knowing none or than mastering none. I don't know, but I will find that out. I will have that for next week's show if anybody's interested. He also talked about believe that I am deserving of every good thing. I think that's something that each and every one of us probably has an opportunity to work on at some space or another in our lives, is the concept that I am deserving. So many of us have had feedback from parents, from teachers, from whatever, that you're not going to amount to anything, or you don't deserve this, but the truth is, I believe that the universe believes or knows, because it doesn't necessarily believe, it knows that I deserve everything it has available to give me. That everything that it has, everything the universe has, is mine if I just simply decide I deserve it and I want it and I claim it. And I move towards it. The other thing that I really kind of liked is that when you work, so do your dreams. Which in science of mind terms, that's treat and move your feet, right? When you have an idea in mind, when you have a dream, when you have a desire, working towards it helps the dream to work, helps it working towards you. The old idea of what I seek is seeking me. If you work towards it, you're working together. You're working to bring yourselves together, you and your desire. I keep seeing the people watching, winking in and out. I love to watch I have a little eye here on my screen that tells me how many people are watching. I see you out there. Just let me know you're watching. Make a comment. Say something. Tell me to get lost. Just do something that lets me know you're watching the show. So those are just some thoughts from Jay Shetty's book, Think Like a Monk. And I really have not, I've only just started it. Lisa told me to jump forward into the space on purpose because she knows that's something that I've been kind of working on. And it's very interesting. I read only the first 3 or 4 pages. I made no marks in it. I didn't make any notes. I'm just going to go back and read that all over again and start from the beginning of that particular chapter. But that book seems to have some resonance for me, although my beloved seems to think it really applies very much towards business millennials, if you will, or younger people in general. So yeah, that's just a thought there. The another thing that popped onto my radar today was a little blurb about laughter, which I love. My favorite people in the world are people who are quick to laugh, people who find humor when maybe there isn't any apparent. I love those people. They're my tribe because I pretty much can laugh at anything. But laughter is really, really good for the soul. Laughter unlocks all kinds of brain chemicals, oxytocin, serotonin, that really kind of flood your body with feel good. It's not just you laughing. Your body feels good. The cells of your body feel good. It helps to reduce stress without a question or a doubt. It reduces heart disease. Laughter helps to reduce heart disease. Has to do with basically the laughter gets your blood going, if you will. It gets everything flowing. It is a natural painkiller. Laughing, if you're in pain and you start to laugh, your thought processes go elsewhere other than the pain. It improves your breathing. We all need help with breathing. I mean, I've never been a breathwork person. I don't know anything about it. I do know without a question or a doubt that breathwork is about really paying attention to the importance of your breath in your life. Breath is literally filling yourself with the Spirit. And most of us breathe too shallow. Part of that is because we spend so much of our time in our sympathetic nervous system, our autonomic nervous system, the sympathetic part of it, which is basically fight or flight, as opposed to the parasympathetic, which is rest and digest or breathe and feed. It is really a function of that gets us breathing heavy. That's one of the reasons why meditation is such a great deal. It's one of the reasons why when you're stressed out, taking 3 long, deep breaths will calm you down almost immediately, because breath is that influence in your body that feeds every cell, that gives every cell the biggest nutrient it needs, which is oxygen. By oxygenating your system, you simply reduce the anxiety, reduce the stress. Laughter helps to facilitate weight loss. Believe it or not. That's a truism. And it also helps you to look younger. And just think about that. I mean, just, look at my face right now with a smile on my face versus, wow. I see that. That's pretty funny. I see that. I look much older frowning or straight-faced than I do if I'm smiling or if I'm laughing. That's interesting. But then there's also, then there's all kinds of physiological things, as I mentioned earlier, with the neurotransmitters that you can look up and check out. But that's very cool. What else did I have here? Last week I talked a little bit about Mohandas Gandhi, and I wanted to, and the season for nonviolence. And by the way, we're still in the season for nonviolence. Anyone who doesn't, and I meant it, boy, you know what? That's, I'm sorry. My bad. I should have been way more in tune today with the season for nonviolence. I meant to print it out and I did not. There are 64 ways to celebrate 64 days of nonviolence. Today is the 10th of February. This would be like day 12, maybe, of the season for nonviolence. And on day 12, there would be a particular practice that you can embrace to foster nonviolence. The Season for Nonviolence, by the way, was started by the Association for Global New Thought and the grandson of Mahatma Gandhi, Arun Gandhi, 25 years ago. It celebrates the 64 days between January 30th, which is the day in 1948, I believe, that Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated, and April 4th, when Martin Luther King was assassinated in 1968. And I believe that's right, 48 and 68, 20 years between the two. But it celebrates those 64 days of nonviolence, since those are two of the most well-known proponents of nonviolence of the 20th century. That is the celebration of the Season for Nonviolence. And I was going to bring you more information about that. And I promise you, I will have that next week. You know what? And this is real. I've never done this before, but hang on here. I'm going to, on my sheet for next week, we're going to have some information on the Season for Nonviolence. And we will also get the information on Jack of all trades. So I will have that information for you so that I can be this incredible fountain of education and knowledge. Wasn't that wonderful? That's what I'm here to do, is to provide education and knowledge. But I wanted to, one of the things that you've heard this before, you've heard this in many different venues, but it came from Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi, Mohandas K. Gandhi, also known as Mahatma. Your beliefs become your thoughts. Your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values become your destiny. One more time. Your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values become your destiny. You know, once upon a time, it was said of Mohandas Gandhi that he was always so calm, level-headed, clear, because his words, thoughts, and deeds were in alignment. They were congruent. And if that's what you can do with your belief system, with your thoughts and your beliefs and your actions and your words and how you express into the world, if it can all be congruent, if everything can be you expressing yourself as that beneficial presence, if you can do that, you make a difference in the world, as the Mahatma did. So take a moment here to tell you a couple of things. You know, I talk about my great products that I market. This is Relief Cream. Can I get that in the camera so you can read it? Probably not. I'm not very good at that. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the label reflects it. Can you see? Relief, it's called. It is a cream. It is infused with CBD and CBG, which is the next cannabinoid of interest after CBD. CBG is getting a lot of study as to its efficacy. Relief Cream is a topical cream. I got this when I first started with the company 2 years ago, and I really liked it, and I just kind of stopped using it. Had other things going on, blah, blah, blah. My beloved Lisa pulled a muscle in her arm, lifting weights, and it's deep. It's like inside her bicep, and it's kind of annoying her. And so we got her some Relief Cream. And guess what? It's relief. It's working for her. I mentioned a while back that we have this, the company, My Daily Choice, has a new protocol called Body Melt. Body Melt is a weight control protocol that is getting rave reviews, doing amazing things. I'm using it myself right now. It's really hard for me because with this traveling back and forth to Winston-Salem to look for a house, it's really hard to maintain any kind of routine as far as having shakes and taking things when you're supposed to be taking them. But I'm doing it when I'm home, and I'm trying my best here. My goal is to lose more weight than I want to tell you about, just in case I don't make it. But one of the ingredients of this thing is this is the High Performance Energy Blend. This is a concoction of B vitamins and some choline, some calcium, some other things that are in here that I have been using it in my shake. And it's meant to be like a separate drink, like a little kind of pick-me-up drink. But I've been using it in my shake. 1 scoop, and I want to show you this because it's a little scoop. That's like a level teaspoon scoop in my shake, has given me a real sense of, I don't want to say being energized. I just want to say I'm awake. Let's put it that way. I'm awake. I'm alert. B vitamins have a tendency to do that for me, and I think they probably should do it for everybody. But I love this concoction here. It's the high performance energy blend. It's something I just want you to know about. And of course, you also know that my sponsor is HempWorks, and the biggest thing in HempWorks world is the greatest CBD products anywhere. They are simply the best. This is the 500 milligram. You get it 750 or 1500, but you just take a dropper full under your tongue, hold it there for a few seconds, and swallow it. Universally, CBD pretty much is a pain reliever to some extent, depending on what it is. I have found tremendous benefit from using CBD for nerve pain from sciatica. Tremendous benefit. It is also a great stress reliever. It just helps you to calm down when you're stressed out because it helps every cell of your body reach homeostasis, which is balance. And it's almost universally a great sleep enhancer. So just, some things that CBD does. And I guarantee you with a 60-day money back guarantee, that's the best one you'll find anywhere in the world. And of course, my CBD infused coffee. If you watch New Thought Media Network, and if you like what we do, if you like what we're trying to present to you, go to our website, newthoughtmedia.org, ntmedia.org. Click on donate. We are a nonprofit organization. We are absolutely thrilled beyond belief with whatever you would donate to support us and to help us continue our mission. My sponsor is right there, HempWorks with an X, hempworks.com/Ken Ludwig, or you can go and look at all of the products that we have on our website or under our banner. There are 9 different brands under the My Daily Choice brand or umbrella, if you will, and then you can just go to mydailychoice.com and /Ken Ludwig. That'll get you right there to me. If you want to reach me, go to teamrocketnow@gmail.com. Send me an email. If you want to see more about what my beloved Lisa and I are up to, you can go to our Facebook page, Vibrant Aging. And eventually I'll get around to make it Vibrant Aging, Vibrant Living, because it's associated with the show. And this is obviously the Vibrant Living Hour. That's about it. That's about all I have for you. Oh, on Instagram, you can find me as Evolving Hippie with an underscore between the 2 words there, if you're so interested in that particular venue. And by the way, if you're interested in the weight management protocol that this high performance energy blend is part of, Body Melt, go to bodymelt.com. Again, /my name, Ken Ludwig, and you'll find out all you need to know about Body Melt and how it might help you, and how you might help you manage your weight and help you be or get to wherever it is that you want to get to as far as being healthy. I'll let you know when I get to the weight that I want to be, but we'll see how long that takes. Again, ntmedia.org. Click on donate. Be thrilled to get whatever donation you're willing to send our way. teamrocketnow@gmail.com to find me. Go to hempworks.com /Ken Ludwig to buy some of the products that I use to sponsor this show. And in the meantime, I'm immensely grateful for the great gift of your time and your attention. I hope this day and every day you are just enjoying your life and doing exactly what it is that you feel most compelled to do, that you're finding your purpose, living your purpose, and feeling fulfilled by that purpose. I wish you all the love and all the blessings that the universe has to offer. Until next Thursday, when I hope you'll join me again, I wish you all namaste.